Hi, this is a video for data management students, and I'm going to take up this particular question from the probability unit practice material. So it says a student is chosen at random from the school. The probability that the student is taking music class is 7 out of 20. The probability that they are on the soccer team is 3 out of 25. And the probability they are taking music class or are on the soccer team is 2 out of 5. What is the probability that the student is taking music class and is on the soccer team? So there's a couple different ways you could approach this. You could certainly try to make a Venn diagram, but I think it's easier to just use a formula. So let's break down the information we have. We have the first sentence, the probability that the student is taking music class is 7 out of 20. So I'm just going to use M for music class, and I know that the probability they're taking music is 7 out of 20. Then the probability that they are on the soccer team is 3 out of 25. So I'll use S for soccer, which is the probability of soccer team is 3 out of 25. And then the probability that they are taking music class or on the soccer team is 2 out of 5. So really important here is the word or, because the word or in math is the union concept. So whenever you see the word or, we're talking about the union of two events, which means the first event or the second event or both events. So that's the symbol, it's the union symbol, and that's or. So when it says the probability they are taking music class or are on the soccer team, that is the probability of music or soccer, and that is 2 out of 5. So that's the information I have. And then we're asked to find the probability that the student is taking music class and is on the soccer team. So now we have and. And is this symbol. It means the intersection, meaning both things have to be true. So what I'm asked to find is the probability of music and soccer. So that's the information I have and also what I'm looking for. And so how do we find that? Well, we have a formula here. I've hidden it, but there it is. This formula is the formula that lets us calculate, there's a bracket missing in the formula. The probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the intersection of the probabilities. And that comes from our friend the Venn diagram, because if we consider this circle to be A and this circle to be B, if I wanted to find the probability of A or B, then I want all of these events to be considered as A or B events. But if I just add together all the A events, like this would do, and then I add together all the B events, like this would do, I have counted twice all of the events in that intersection. So by subtracting the intersection, I'm no longer double counting them. I'm only counting them one time. So if you look at this formula, I have 3 of the 4 variables or unknowns within this formula. I have the probability of A union B, or in this case, M union S. I have that. I have the probability of M. I have the probability of S, and this is the one that I'm looking for. So because I have 3 of the 4 pieces to that formula, I can sub into that formula and solve for the unknown. So the probability of A or B is 2 over 5. The probability of A, in this case I'll say music, is 7 out of 20. The probability of soccer, 3 out of 25. And the one I don't know, the intersection, I'm going to call that X. So now I just have to do essentially an algebra thing, solve for X. So I'm going to solve for X. So right now this is negative X. I don't want negative X. I want positive X. So I'm going to move it to the other side where it becomes positive X. And then this number, I want that to be on the right-hand side so that it's with all the other numbers I know. So I'm going to move that to the right. So I'll have that X is 7 over 20 plus 3 over 25 minus 2 over 5. And then you can type that into your calculator using the fraction button. Or, of course, you could go old school and actually get common denominators, but that's not something in data management that is that important. So I'm just typing this into my calculator using the fraction button. 7 over 20 plus 3 over 25 minus 2 over 5. And I get 7 over 100. And that's a reduced fraction. You could also write 7%, but you wouldn't need to, certainly, because you were given fractions. So it's perfectly fine to leave a fraction. Hope that's helpful. Bye-bye.